going to walk you through what I would do as a beginner trying to get my pull-up strength back, because I still can't hold a one-arm lock-off with my right arm. So we're gonna work on a little bit of isolation with the forearms and biceps and some of the lats. I'm gonna do some negatives, and then I'm gonna supplement in between with an active rest with this medicine ball here and do some sit-ups. So it'll be really simple, kind of a follow-along thing. I'll cut it in between, but I'll describe what I'm doing. So I'm gonna start off with some dumbbell manipulation, which is just curls in different angles. So I got two 20-pound dumbbells here, and I'm just gonna be curling and firing up my biceps and my forearms and lighten up my grip strength. That way, when I do the negatives, I'm really isolating my back as much as possible because my biceps and my forearms are already lit up. But my arm and my shoulder are feeling better. The pain's subsiding, but they're super weak. My right shoulder is still super weak, still missing stabilization. So what I want to do is just focus on isometric contractions. I can even bend over and hold this isometric contraction like this. This is just my workout. This is literally what I'm doing for today's weight training. And then curl again. Anything to light up the biceps. Isolation here. Some bent over rows. No rep scheme in mind, just listening to how my body feels. Some sloppy chest curls. And that feels pretty good. So I'll set those down and then I'll go into negatives. I haven't done negatives in forever, so these might look terrible. But I'm not even gonna go all the way chin above the bar. I'm just gonna go to 90 degrees and below, just because my shoulder still doesn't want to activate at the top, and I'm not trying to overdo it. So here, hold, just step off, hold 90 degrees, lower down. Do probably like 4 or 5 reps of this. 90 degrees. Do one more. Yeah, I'm still having trouble activating this area right here, even up into my armpit. And you can really see that when I do a full range of motion. I'll do some barbell work as well, bent over rows. The dumbbells are good, but they don't simulate a pull-up as well as using a barbell. So I'll set that up after I do this. This is gonna be my little mini circuit for now. Then all I'm gonna do with the medicine ball is put my feet to the sides and kind of tucked underneath it. It's 20 pounds to keep me balanced while I do this. And this is literally just an active rest. Instead of me just sitting around resting, I'm working on a body part that really doesn't contribute to what the other exercises are doing. So just doing sit-ups. And then after the sit-ups, I'll rest for another 30 or 45 seconds and go back into the workout. The nice part about doing sit-ups in this position underneath the medicine ball is it really works out the interior part of your legs and helps you contract your core. So it's a nice complete action. If my feet were totally secure, I would be able, because I can lift this off the ground. So I have to balance my core, the pull with my legs as well as the control with my core coming up. Makes it nice and smooth. And it adds a really mental, a huge mental connection to what you're doing as well. Oh. Whatever gives you a nice burn in your core. So that's round one. I'm gonna do 4 rounds of this and we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, so I did 3 sets of those previous exercises and now I've set up a barbell that I'm gonna use for rows. I wanna get as high as possible to my chest. That way I'm really activating the rear delts and trying to activate my lats as much as possible. This is more of a recovery thing. So this is a 35-pound bar. It's not a regular standard Olympic bar. And then we got 10-pound plates on the sides. And all I'm doing is just gonna take this from about hip level, so it's on the bench, pull up as high as I can in a bent over position, keeping a neutral spine, and holding in that position for a few seconds, lowering down and repeating that process. So bent over. Now I'll go a little lower. And then I'll do some neutral reps without the pause. Whew. Oh, that burns. And then I'm gonna take my 20-pound medicine ball. Again, I'm gonna put my butt on the bench this time. So I'll actually scoot this bench over a little bit. Keep the weight there. And then instead of doing straight up and down, I'm gonna challenge the obliques by doing twists. Then I'll do about 20 reps. I'm not gonna keep my feet suspended because I feel like I can get a better engagement when my feet have support on the ground. Sure, it's a bit more challenging and balance centered when your feet are suspended, but I feel like right now I just need more control and trying to really target the areas I'm trying to target. So I'll keep my heels on the bench and I'll rotate with the ball at about my waist level, challenging the obliques. All right, that is workout number 2. I'm gonna do one more workout after this, but I will do 3 or 4 sets of this and then switch over to the next exercise. All right, so the last thing I'm gonna do is dumbbell rear flies, just bent over lateral raise basically, just to isolate the back a little more. It's a little tired from the climbing and the weightlifting I just did. And then I'm gonna supplement that or superset it with some push-ups. I'm really bad at push-ups right now. Like I cannot activate my chest just because of the shoulder injury. But nice neutral spine. And try to activate the rhomboids and everything surrounding the spine and the rear delts. I'm just trying to work out the stabilizers. And on these, you kind of get in the rhythm. At such a light weight, at 10 pounds in each hand, sometimes it takes quite a few reps to start to feel the burn. Once you feel that burn, kind of embrace it, know you're hitting the right spots. That should be good. Ugh, no rep scheme there. And we'll immediately drop down and do 5 to 10 push-ups because I cannot do that many right now. I'll do 5. My shoulders, it's basically like relearning how to walk because I cannot activate this muscle consciously. I guess I have to put it under tremendous force, like doing push-ups or super challenging it through doing push-ups. It's a scary feeling because I have no control over my muscle contraction like I used to. This nerve thing is just so strange. Still no feeling in this finger. The pain has pretty much subsided. It comes on and off when I wake up in the morning, but for the most part, it's definitely getting better. I can climb a little harder. My shoulder and arm are starting to work a little better. But again, it's still scary because I just can't. I can contract my pec minor, I can feel underneath my pec major, but this pec major I cannot flex. This one, no problem, I can flex that. But I cannot flex this pec major and it's kind of frightening, but hopefully it's just nerves rewiring themselves. And I'm gonna continue to do these lightweight, body weight exercises, supplemented with a little bit of weight training, try to get back into the rhythm of things. And hopefully it just comes back because it's really weird right now. But that's it for today's routine, weightlifting and whatnot for my shoulder rehab. I'll continue to walk you through the process, but we're gonna cross our fingers that it gets better.